It's time for a new evolution in raising golfers, one that doesn't involve headaches, tears, or heading down the path of unknown. Whether you're trying to introduce children to the game of golf, help them play competitively, or play at a collegiate level, you're in the right place. This show is for any parent, player, or coach who wants to build a better team at home and on the golf course. This is the Raising Golfers Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Raising Golfers Podcast. I'm your host, Travis Hauser, PGA professional here in Carlsbad, California. Today's episode is going to be talking about preaching what's important, and if you're a junior golfer, also understanding what is really important. It's going to be so useful for you for the long term. Now, I know we can all get caught up in results and outcomes, and I know as junior golfers, you guys are trying your hardest out there to have the best results and outcomes, and for Operation 36, trying to pass your divisions, or in tournaments, trying to come in first place. And I know that's extremely important to you. And adults listening, I know it's important for you as well to see your junior golfer progress and improve and develop and have good results and good outcomes sometimes. And of course, we would like to have it actually all the time, but we know that's not the reality. So I think it's a good reminder to understand, what is important. What should we be preaching to junior golfers, and junior golfers, what should you be striving for while you are out there? And I think in the long term, if you think about these things, I believe you will get the outcome and the results that you are looking for. But first, let's just make sure that we understand a few things. So at the Raising Golfers Golf Academy, each month we have a Junior of the Month. And it's not necessarily about the outcomes and results that they're having on the golf course, but it's more about a few things that they do as people and present themselves well in front of other families, other junior golfers, whether it's in the classes or in the 9-hole challenges, in the tournaments, or on the golf course. And that's what we highlight at our Golf Academy. So those things are a positive attitude, hard work, effort, and good sportsmanship. And I think for really any junior golfer who, let's just say they're starting out and high-level tournaments or PGA Junior League or high school or college golf, I think those 4 words, would be a good start for you to try to follow as a junior golfer. And as an adult involved in the junior golfer, really try to preach.
And now let's hear a message from our show sponsor. Hey guys. This last spring, I teamed up with Operation 36 here at our facility in Carlsbad, California, and it has completely changed my way of coaching and service to my customers. Operation 36 is a developmental golf program designed to take beginners from playing their first round to being able to shoot par or better for 9 holes. So here's how it works. Participants attend weekly 1-hour classes and work through a 6-level curriculum. They then play in 9-hole events once or twice a month with a common goal to shoot 36 or better from different distances. And using the Operation 36 app, coaches can plan programs, communicate with families, and track students' progress. It's really, really cool. If you're a parent listening, search for a program near you on their website at operation36.golf/juniors. And coaches, if you'd like to start a program at your facility, go to the same website, operation36.golf/coaches. I think it's crucial as well that, the words that we use as adults towards the junior golfers are very important. A good friend of mine, Neil Plimmer, he has his own podcast called the Jolfman Podcast. And I was listening to one of his recent episodes, and he talks about the importance of words. So here's just a couple of things to help you out for maybe after a tournament or a match, some words that we use and maybe some that we can try. So after the round, I think it's really quick and easy to say, hey, how'd you do out there? And let's be honest, a lot of times junior golfers don't meet their expectations. So you can probably fill in the blank what you think their answer might be. And a lot of times it's negative, and that's not necessarily the right start for having them come right off the golf course. So maybe you can just try something like this. Be like, hey, welcome back. Or, hey, buddy, good to see you. And just kind of start with a positive. And it has nothing to do with results, because I think how did you do relates straight to results. Another one could be like, did you play well? Maybe try, hey, did you give it your best effort out there? Those kinds of things. And, I've seen it because I talked to the junior golfers after our 9-hole challenges at our Operation 36 9-hole challenges with the Raising Golfers the Raising Golfers Golf Academy. I'm sorry. And, I always ask them like, hey, did you give your best effort? And I can see like when they're down and then I ask them that question and then they say, yeah, I did. I can see the personality, attitude completely change actually. And I believe the children actually start to realize like, you know what, I did give it my best effort. And yes, I know it's not the outcome I wanted, but that's not everything. And if they're only thinking about outcome until you ask them about the effort, they're going to be quite down and they're not going to be very happy. So that's another good question just to switch the tone to. And then this would be a third one would be like, hey, why weren't you hitting the ball well? Maybe try and say, hey, is there anything you would like to work on? And they might say yes, they might say no. If they can specify it and they say, yeah, I need to work on my putting, let's go out and do some putting games or let's go practice some putting, go have some fun on the putting green. But, instead of maybe just asking them like about, again, just the results, maybe we can ask them, just be like, hey, what do you think you could work on? And, kind of putting that back on them and let them think about it. I think it'd be great. Now, once the junior golfer starts playing PGA Junior Leagues, high school, college golf, lots of tournaments, maybe some additional things that we could preach would be teamwork. I think it's a huge one. Integrity and honesty. And I think those would be great things to also preach with golfers once they get to that stage in their journey. And, it's just a little bit different because I just think, the game of golf, it does require a lot of honesty, right? There's a lot of situations that happen that you might encounter as a golfer that nobody else witnessed or saw. And it comes down to you, whether you call yourself on a ruling or a situation or ask for a specific ruling based on what you saw or happened. And I think that honestly, those kinds of traits will go a long way for anybody in their life. So players, you have to remember there's so much more to life than golf. And there is so much from life that you'll get out of the game of golf. So you have to enjoy the entire process and prepare yourself for when things don't go your way. Because when those things don't go your way, those moments will define who you are best. And as adults, we should be helping culture the children into good people. We have to remember to separate the person from the player and their outcomes, and remember that they're still just like you and me. Thanks so much for tuning in this week on the Raising Golfers podcast, and look forward to having you here next week on the podcast.